Federal Constituency. I'm from Plateau State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first, I have one interest in the whole process governing this budget process, and that is the statement you made in your own speech that identify practically the flaws that is attributed to our budgeting system. And I commend Mr. Speaker for that bold step to tell Nigerians that the 9th Assembly are going to do things differently. Mr. Speaker, from page 1 to Z to the last page of the budget, I have read the statement of Mr. President. The allocation to departments and agencies of government are quite appreciable. But, Mr. Speaker, one issue that is important for us to mention for the purpose of adjusting some of these errors in the next feature or next presentation is regarding to the way and manner our budget seems to be unbalanced. Mr. Speaker, if we have 2.18 trillion budget deficit that is projected in the 2020 budget to finance both domestic and foreign debts, and at the same time, we have 2.45 trillion estimated for debt servicing, I cannot understand why the money that is being projected, even for servicing domestic and foreign debts, is almost the same with the one we seem to borrow. The attitude, I understand that there is no country that survives without borrowing. But it is equally important, Mr. Speaker, that the extent of manner in which government service both foreign and domestic debts should not be equal to the money that is being borrowed to finance the projected or the proposed budget. That is one issue, Mr. Speaker, that I want to call the attention of the House, particularly committee, to consider in the process of looking at this budget. Mr. Speaker, education. Yes, I agree. The President has proposed 112 billion for UBEC, as well as 48 billion for education. When you put them together, we have almost 160 billion. But be that as it may, if you study the history of government performance in the educational sector, it is not comparable with other countries. If you juxtapose it with countries like Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, and Tunisia, you will understand with me that Nigeria ranked the least, and that explains why the educational system in Nigeria is in the doldrum. I want to call the attention of this House, Mr. Speaker, that the capacity of performance of every government is dependent on the strength of its own educational system. That is why, Mr. Speaker, if we say that we are the largest economy in Africa, it's not enough. I would want to see a situation whereby Nigerian budget for educational system should supersede other sectors and should not be compared with other countries of Africa. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for giving me the opportunity, but again, we would have contributed yesterday to have enough time instead of the 2 minutes that was given. So thank you for giving me time to contribute, but I want us to take our educational system very serious, as well as the way our country borrow money and service those debts. It shouldn't be the way it is, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, and God bless the 9th National Assembly.